Bones Larry is working out the technical details right now.
Welcome to the Cognitive Rampage podcast. That's just the way I open this shit. No, I'm kidding, man. Hope you're taking care of you. Hope you're living your cognitive rampage. This is an impromptu podcast. Some of my favorite podcasts. In the Cognitive Cave with us is my boy, Chicho Little, a.k.a. Danny McNamara, filmmaker, friend, manager, agent, entrepreneur.
I don't get to spend too much time in this office, man. I gotta start coming down here more. It doesn't even feel like I'm in Avalon land right now.
No, you're not. It's the Cognitive Cave. It's the getaway, man.
So let's just get right into it. Let me rampage a little bit. Avalon land, huh? Avalon Park, Waterford Lakes. I grew up here.
Shh, don't tell too many people where we are, man.
Man, I got a lot of respect for this place because it made me kind of who I am today. I am talking in the mic.
Not that way, bro. If you talk this way, you got to talk this way.
Which way is better? This way?
Right into it. Make love.
Into it.
Yeah, make love to it. But
So Avalon Park is built right next to a pretty intimidating looking power plant.
Now the headphones work.
That's corporate America for you. You believe that? How long you lived here for?
It's very Pleasantville. You're not lying. It's very Pleasantville.
I just feel like mostly, and this is all of America, but a lot, especially in Florida, because it's continuing to build everywhere I go, and I've lived here for a long time, and now I live in New York, and I come back and visit and just see how much it's grown. They're just constantly building, and it reminds me of that show Weeds.
I got into that for a little while, but I fell out pretty quick of that show.
It's a great show. What's that? It was on Showtime. Now you can pretty much get it anywhere. But the opening song was always the same, and it was the premise of little boxes on the hilltops because it showed just typical neighborhoods that all look the same. And when I moved to Florida, this is when I first realized it. I was 13 years old, and I noticed that why does my house look just like the neighbor's house and then just like the other neighbor's house, and every other house was the same? And people don't understand when you're buying into that bullshit, you're buying into something that's just like everything else. You're not buying anything unique. You're not buying anything that sets you apart from the rest, even if it's just a small house. Like, you can just build your own house, or you can buy a house on a lake somewhere rather than buying these stupid communities called Bramble Bluff or River Delta, all these stupid Huckleberry Finn references. What's up with Florida and Huckleberry Finn references, man? It's unbelievable.
Because it's
Is it because they're all going to be underwater one day and they're just getting ready to like all float down the river?
Could be the slightly racial impact, maybe.
Oh yeah, it was very racial, wasn't it?
No, it is. Well, some people though, man. I mean, that's their happiness though, man. That's what they want. That's what they're looking for. You know what I mean? I mean, I get it. That's their dream, and if that's where they find it, then good for them. If their peace comes in that, that's cool. But definitely, I feel your perception for real. Because, I mean, when you do look around, you're like, man, everyone starts their lawnmower at the same time, at like the same day. It's kind of weird.
Yep.
It's very Manchurian Candidate kind of like. I can't ignore that fact.
I mean, yeah, you've noticed that. And if you work from home, or if you're a freelance person and you don't go into an office every day, which I recommend. If you do go into an office every day, you quit immediately. But that's a different topic, which we'll get into later. But, you don't see that. You don't see that everyone's, on the weekends, they do the same thing. They fix their pool. They clean their pool. They mow their yard. They do exactly, what everyone does because that's the time they have to do it. Because Monday through Friday, between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., they're usually working for somebody else.
Well,
and
Bill Burr, who I think is one of the all-time great comedians of all time, up there with like Louis C.K., he does that bit where he starts freaking out about, he'll be up on the ladder one day, just thinking, and his neighbor comes over and he's like, hey, yeah, did you see my new blower? And I'm cleaning out the gutters till one day I'm thinking, can we take that extension cord and just hang both ourselves right now?
Exactly.
He has a great bit on that, man. That, speaking of comedians, man, or comics, however they like to be referred to, man, I swear they're more philosophers, dude, than they are actual comedians. You know what I mean?
That's what who's that? Joe Rogan says that, and that he was one of those things that he said it too. He's like, and I think Joe Rogan references that all the time, that the comedians are people that you go to for answers that know everything because they're kind of everyday type of people, because they're usually doing that as a side job, at least to start, for a long time. So they're not. They're in the real world. They're in reality.
Can you call that a comedian though? A side job? Isn't it a comic?
No, when you start out
working.
No, when you start out, of course. I mean, as long as yeah, exactly. It's not a side job. You're right. You're actually a comedian. But some people have that. Some people have the theory in life that unless you're getting paid for something, you're not doing it professionally, and that's just one of those typical sheeple type of ideas that have been kind of driven into you over life. It's like if you're not making money for it, then it's not important. Well, money doesn't really buy you shit. I mean, you can look at all the people that make the most money in the world, like, is it Heath Ledger and all these actors, Robin Williams, who is making, millions of dollars per year and have been for the past 40 years. But
I'm gonna fix this. Yeah, keep rampaging.
But something happens and they overdose, or something bad happens where they kick their own lives. It's like one of my idols, one of my favorite filmmakers, Tony Scott, brother of Ridley Scott, jumped off a bridge, and this guy was like well known, well respected, had a family, and he was doing what he loved, and he had all the money in the world. And people don't understand, it doesn't buy you anything. It doesn't buy you happiness. And that's not a cliche. That's fucking real. Money doesn't buy you happiness. If you're happy with bullshit, and you're happy with new things and pretty things and vain theories and objectives,
I felt that way about moving, like, to places, because I moved around a lot, and to different spots, and like this place would be better, and until I really got good with myself,
right?
It didn't matter where I went, although
you took care of you, right?
Yeah, eventually, but some of the best advice I did hear, and I think I watched a TED Talk on it, where they had done some research about the younger generation, and this piece of advice was given to me, and I thought it was a good way, which was, and even the scientists, these people that had done the research were talking about it, that the younger generation seems to believe in move to where you want to live first. Find that, move there, and then find your job, your work, and what you want to do.
That's essentially what I did. Is I've always wanted to move back to New York. So yeah, you're right.
I think that's part of also following maybe a dream for people, because it's hard to not find someone's dream in somewhere with, or not in, but begin, or with a place, with like I'm living here. This would be ultimate, right? Sometimes if I'm talking to a client, you work backwards, right? So what I do is I would say, all right, tell me the destination. Start there.
Right.
Tell me
where do you see yourself?
Yeah, where's the envision, right? Yeah. And it generally starts out with, well, I'd be living, right? So then I would say, well, why can't you just move there, live there, and work it backwards,
and then figure it out?
Right.
That's essentially what one of our good friends, Skippy, did. Skippy.
Shout out Skippy, the hair man.
Skippy. If you follow him on Instagram, Skippy is the Golden Pony 222, because he's got white dreads, and it's just a beautiful, what do you call it? It's a mane, right? Is that what you call it? It's a beautiful mane. And I always make fun of him.
A dready mane.
A dready mane. I call it a nest, but actually he pulls it off. But anyways, what was I saying about Skippy? I just lost my train of thought.
No, that he moved to where he wanted to be.
He moved, exactly. So he lived in Orlando. I mean, I've known him for years, since high school. Shout out to the University High School alumni out there. But he's lived in Orlando his entire life, or at least, since he jumped up into the work world. And he's an electrical engineer. He's smart as fuck. And him and his fiance, they decided just to move out to the beach because they're surfers. They love being out at the beach. So why would you not just move out to the beach, figure out a job situation from there? Because he was working in Orlando, so he was commuting. And I believe his fiance, Annie, she's a hairdresser, so she still works in Orlando. But they've never been happier. And they live in a small place, like half a mile away from the beach, where they can walk, ride their bike, drive to, whatever they decide, and they can surf every morning, every afternoon. And what happened after a few months of them being out there? He found a job out there, and now he's making more money than he's ever made before, and he's happy as hell, and everything's good. They have to commute to Orlando every once in a while, but when you live in the middle of nowhere, you kind of have to go into the city every once in a while.
But I like that. So I've even contemplated that idea of being able, because I like to surf, and for him, he does.
Yeah, it's therapeutic, man. It's like
so waking up in the morning going, you know what? I'm going to surf before I go to work today. You know what I mean? There's peace in that, brother. And, sometimes I think maybe this society, or even myself, we confuse the word happiness maybe with peace, with finding the peace inside. I don't know. I'm throwing that on the table.
I think one leads to the other, I guess. Peace with yourself just means that you're comfortable with who you are. And that, I think, brings an overall quality or a happiness that people can sense about you. And that has nothing to do with, again, what you do for a living, where you live, or, it's all about who you are as a human. And as long as you just give someone a few minutes and talk to them, you'll kind of realize that. But, a lot of things, every single day life, things happen. And, that phrase, which to each his own, every day, something can happen. So everyone reacts differently. Everyone handles situations differently,
And you talk about that, man, because I've had some friends, we've had some people, in my life in the last.
Close it out right there. Make sure this beautiful dog is getting some airtime here.
Yeah, that's who's on there, bro.
Pretzel Bear's on it?
Yeah, no one sees that, man. That's what everybody sees right there, man.
That's awesome.
That's just what you see, man.
I know these things, man.
No, but seriously though, man, it seems like I had 2 people fall to a stroke that I know. One person passed away. I'm not putting their names out there just because I don't know if that's comfortable. But in like a week,
yeah.
And and young people, and now somebody recently today, a friend of a friend, or someone's friend, and when you see that and how fast it can go to just anybody, man, it's hard not to sit there and go, why aren't you chasing a dream if you got one? If you haven't, and maybe
waste your time.
But maybe they have the peace, right? What's that difference? Is chasing the dream and the happiness the same as finding peace? Could that be the dream for some people? Really?
Right. Yeah, actually, I agree with you. Speaking of, give another shout out to someone named Mike Franchise out there who should be listening. He's a very good dude. He understands it. We were talking last night about it, and we've both lost someone really close to us recently, and it makes you realize the finer things in life, the more important things in life, and it's like it's basically the most important value, I think, and commodity that we have is time. And however we want to say time exists or whatnot, how old we get, the day you're born, you're dying. Everyone is dying, and you never know when it's going to happen. You never know how it's going to happen. Is that scary? Sure, it is. But you know what? That's something you just accept, and you usually don't think about it because you just live your life. But people along the way forget to think about that when they're busy with dealing with their own issues. And when they're stuck in their own way, dealing with their own issues, and they're more selfish in a way, but not knowingly. So it's not like they're doing it purposely, and everybody does it. So it's not like anyone's being a specific hypocrite, but they do it because everyone lives their own lives, and everyone has that ability. But you don't really realize what's going down until you lose something, And I lost my best friend, a few weeks ago, and it was the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with, and it's even hard just talking about it right now, because I only see him in pictures, and that sucks. But you know what? Nothing will ever take away the time we spent together. No money that's owed, no job that I have now, no freelance gig that I've taken, no film that I'm making, no nothing is going to take away the time that I spent with him and the time that we're spending together. That's why it's all about, that's why I say, it's all about health and wealth. And when I mean health, I mean, like you say, if you're taking care of you. If you take care of you, this is the vessel that we're here on this life to live. Why do you want to be obese? Why do you want to be bulimic? Why do you want to be whatever? Because you're unhappy, because there's problems going on in life. We all have our own problems. But you want to be healthy and wealthy. And I don't mean money. Money is bullshit. Money's fake. Think about how this country was built. It wasn't built on money. It was built with fucking our hands. It was built with hard work. And it was built just like my brother here, the Native American Indian man, Adam Lowery. It was built on trade. And, what we're doing is we're just trading this green piece of paper in for something that we want. Sometimes it's something we need. Most of the time it's something we want. But you know what? Time is something that no one can take away from us but ourselves and but the laws that govern us. Because we don't want to be spending our time somewhere we don't want to. And that's funny because Mike was talking about the other day. He's like, the only 2 things I'm afraid of is imprisonment and death. And it's like, well, that's inevitable, so you shouldn't be scared of it. Imprisonment is also, it's like, it's not necessary if you just don't do anything wrong.
In some
just
cases,
cover your back.
In some cases, shit. Some people are going to incarceration with. I mean, I gotta say it to Mike. Being incarcerated before, I gotta say that is when you lose your freedom and you're boxed like that. I'm telling you, when you want to talk about rehabilitation, my friends, that is not I'm sorry, punishment, sure. And if it's the fear you want to cause, well, if we have so many incarcerated, it's not working well.
Exactly.
I think you said that the other day. It was, we spend a lot of time in our own lives and in our society and in our world treating symptoms of things. And I know it was Brett Richard from down south. He was quoting somebody where he said, he was talking about cancer. And he goes, we're so busy trying to find the cure. Why don't we narrow down the cause?
Exactly.
And so if we're looking, that's for anything, for addiction, for unhappiness, for depression, for whatever, we're looking for a lot of healing, a lot of, cures, instead of maybe, the cause. And a lot of times, if we're willing to look in ourselves or even look at our own society, our culture that we live in and question it, sometimes from there is how we can really get to finding the cause more than just, keep treating the fucking symptoms.
I agree. And that's the biggest problem with this company. All this country wants to do and all these agencies and profitable organizations that I think Jason Crabtree touched upon last time with his wonderful conspiracy theories podcast. But he was touching upon that. Like they just want to make money. Every company is out there to make money. They're not out there to help you. They want to keep you a customer. What's the profit they get when they fix you and you leave? And I made this a point the last time I was on the podcast was, people don't understand that all the pain that you're dealing with, whatever you're taking to hide that pain, whether it be to overeat, undereat, whether it be drink too much, take too many medications, go to the doctor. All it is just you have to just be comfortable with yourself, and the pain is all mental, and it's tough to fight. I mean, I've been dealing with it for. I've been crying every day for 3 weeks, like it sucks, but like it has to be released. What can I do? Just hide it and keep it bottled in. Like it has to be released, man. And honestly, like I said last time
about that, what, that notion, right? There's this idea of bottling it in, right? It's amazing that we come so far in a society sometimes and then still look back and see that we haven't, when that notion of being tough or hard or masculine even about not showing weakness, right? Or about admitting that things aren't bothering us, right? It's almost so fake, but it still holds on in this ancient way, man. Like, it's strange how that still perpetuates, you know what I mean? That not being open to about what we know life hurts sometimes. We know life does those things. It counteracts us sometimes.
Well, one of my, like I said, I always say this quote, and it's not mine, but the country artist Gary Allen says it, and one of his songs is, life ain't always beautiful, but it's a beautiful ride. It's like
you do quote that shit.
I say it all the time because every day I think about that in my head, and it's like one of my daily sayings that I repeat. It's like. Because, shit's going to hurt, man. But, like, that's why in film and what I'm trying to create with all the movies that I make, whether it be a drama, comedy, or even a documentary, is I feel like every film, and depending whether how long it is, whether it's a short film, long film, whatever it is, it should move you emotionally, and it should keep you, the viewer, emotionally intact. And if you have a film that you watch that you
engaged, like emotionally
engaged, but emotionally in general. Like if you're watching the movie engaged because you're gonna watch Mission Impossible 10 because it's gonna be engaging, it's entertaining. But the movies I want to make are the realistic approaches, the real stories that are teaching people about life. And when you hit like movies like The Silver Linings Playbook, or even American Hustle based on a true story, when you can watch a movie from beginning to end and you're engaged, but also emotionally involved, like you laugh a little bit, you cry or feel like you could cry, and then you get excited. And if you hit all those emotional, like little, what it was called, the word I'm trying to think is emotional,
just emotions,
buttons.
Man.
If you hit all those emotional buttons, and you're like, wow. And by the end of that movie, you're like, how long was that? Like you could watch a 3-hour movie and it could feel like an hour. You can also watch a really bad movie that's an hour long and it could feel like 3 hours. And you know that by, obviously how you're feeling while you watch the movie. And everything is all about your emotions. And, obviously there's multiple layers in life that can affect your emotions. But when you're watching a movie, that's personally what I think is I could just separate myself and just embrace what I'm watching. But then again, it's kind of like a form of meditation in a way. You're putting yourself in a different world and you're watching other people's lives. But that's why I like to make real movies. I just saw Batman vs. Superman. I don't know if I tell you this.
No.
It's disappointing.
Oh.
It was good and entertaining.
Wait, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
I'm not going to say anything.
Yes, he will. He always says he's not going to say anything. He says something.
True, but that's just to him. I wouldn't ruin it for everyone out there.
Turn this down. Turn it down now if you haven't seen it.
Just trust me. There's no spoilers.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not.
Yep.
Okay, maybe one. Just
See?
kidding. No, there's no spoilers. But I thought it was entertaining. I would go see it, but just look at the numbers. Read your reviews, do your research, and we looked at it today. Like, what's today? What's it? Monday.
I love it.
Drop,
see,
the drop.
Listen,
from,
people. Listen,
wait. Let me finish.
No,
let me finish
listen, people. Work a job to where when Monday happens, you have to still ask, "What's today?" Every one of you listening out there, get fuck. Tomorrow's Monday. I got to go to work.
Is it Sunday or is it Monday?
And then you sit in the studio with me and you go, wait, what's today?
See, this is a Monday. I don't have a case of the Monday because I'm having a blast hanging out with my best friend right now. And this is what we do for a living. And we do other things as well. But you know what? This is our Monday. So everyone out there that's sitting at work, I hope you're
Presley.
watching.
Look at Presley.
Look at Presley. This is Presley's Monday. This is Presley's Monday.
That's how you do a Monday, people.
This is Monday, guys. Where's he at?
Look, that is awesome.
He's got a knife right here. Let me move his knife. There you go, buddy. But anyways, yeah, man. I don't know what I was saying. See, I told you not to interrupt me, and I lost my train of thought. You gotta stop interrupting rampages, man. You gotta just let me flow.
Yeah, you were talking about. I flipped you on the case of the month.
Oh, it was the Batman thing.
The Batman.
I was just saying. I would go watch it, but like if you look at the numbers, it was like I think it's the worst movie ever in superhero franchises from a Friday start to a Monday because of the word of mouth. But people should go see it. It was definitely entertaining, and Ben Affleck was actually a decent Batman. So it was dark, it was entertaining, gripping. So go watch it.
But you said it was disappointing.
Just like I said, I was disappointed, but I have a. Everyone has their own opinions on film, so
yeah, that's true.
You know what? Read a review, and it could be.
I will tell you this: I believe that I pick good films, right? We all do because it's what we like. But I gotta be honest. I only call one person when I'm out of something good to watch.
Yeah, who do you call?
I call you, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
I do. I'll text you. It'll be a while, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck. I went through the documentaries, and then you'll always kick me back something where I'm like, oh shit, yeah.
But people like I could watch any movie, man. Like I said, I watched Mission Impossible.
You should
5.
start like a movie recommendation thing because you're good at it.
I just think it would take up too much time because I'd be watching too many movies.
You get a lot of haters too. You get a lot of haters.
We get a lot of haters because man, I have a lot of cold hits, man. Like the movie She's the One. Man, one of my all-time favorite movies is Rounders by Brian Koppelman and David Levine. Man, that's my all-time favorite movie. But Rounders, very similar to Good Will Hunting, was one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, and it's why I love work, man. And it's like it's not work, Let me ask you a question. So I was talking to someone the other day about this. The term job. When you say you have a job, what's your job? Doesn't that sound just like you're just like a construction worker? Yeah, I shared that today. You see, I shared that on.
You
Facebook?
shared that bear?
Yeah, I shared it on my Facebook.
Oh my god!
You guys got to check out this amazing. I'm sure it's viral. It's like 2 million hits.
Amazing Facts in Nature video from Facebook. You shared it at Daniel McNamara. Oh my god!
It's a huge brown bear. It's hugging. It's lovable because.
Oh my god!
You know what? Everyone needs a hug, even big brown bears.
That bear's obese, man.
That bear's.
Well, look
tubby,
at its
bro.
owner.
That bear's tubby.
See the pet, see the owner.
Is he tubby?
That's what I always say about dogs too. See the pet, see the owner. You know what I mean? If you see the bad pit bull, I'm telling you, see the pet, see the owner.
Well,
see the kid, see the parent.
There's always
and when you asked me a question about a job.
Yeah. Can you get off your phone?
That's not me. They made me do it.
This is your podcast.
Yeah. No.
You're supposed to be rampaging right now. On Facebook. Yeah.
Well, a job can take a lot of context.
What's your favorite? Let me ask you a question. What's the worst job? Well, I'm sorry. What's the worst job you've ever had?
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, it's hard. Physical labor wise.
Just worst job you've ever had.
Worse. See, that's hard because there's a physical labor. There's a physical context I got to take in. Well, let me walk through it. Jeez. So I've done roofing in August in Florida. When you're standing on aluminum roofs at 4 pitches, 5 pitches, you're kind of roped in sometimes, or you're standing on the edge of little boards you've nailed into a roof, and it's fucking 102. Oh my god!
Yeah, but at least you're out there getting a tan. You got some water.
A tan? A tan? No, I'm leaned over on a fence, trying not to fall. And roofing.
That's the worst job you ever had?
Physical. Oh, I also one time during the walkabout, I had a job on a railroad construction crew. I had to demo a short bridge of a railroad and then smooth out this concrete on all fours in like matter of a couple seconds because they'd pour it and I'd have to do this weird dance across the thing. Brother, oh my God. I don't know. Oh, I've done some trench digging.
What's the worst job you ever had?
I'm walking through the physical labor, bro, because that shit is intense.
But you're thinking too much. I just want the answer.
Well, the first ones that hit you are the ones where you go.
So what's the worst job? What's the worst job you ever had? If you think too much, then.
If you hit me, the worst job I ever had, selling insurance.
Oh, I agree. Well, I never sold insurance, but we were that similar.
You know what's weird is
physical labor is better than sitting in an office, people. This is
I didn't sit in an office. I was selling, but for me, I just thought I was using some skills I have of influence that talk to people for not so reachable, irrational dreams. And for me, it was honestly, it was one of the best times of making money. Right. But when you ask me what job do I hate, but I learned so much from that job and the people in that job.
No. But the purpose was you hated it. So let me just ask you a question. Like
the people I love though that I worked with.
Well, of course, I mean the people you love, but it was just
I learned a lot.
The office job. He referenced the very first job that he was thinking too deep into this question, and he was like, oh, because you immediately think the worst job you had is like when you're lifting something heavy, but. You know, he's a strong guy. He lifts stuff. He works out, so it's not really that bad. And I'm like, so you're on top of a roof at 105 degrees in the middle of the summer, right?
Or so digging a hole in limestone.
But that is worse. That sounds to me like you're just, that sounds worse from the average person. But no, selling insurance, whether it be your car or your office or wherever you were, you're selling insurance, you hated it. Now, that just says you would rather sit on top of a roof at 102 degrees than to sit in an office and sell insurance. If you had to pick between those two, you already picked your made your pick. Now, those of you who sell insurance, only just one shout out to those of you who sell insurance. Rory Salzberg. My favorite.
Don't say it.
I won't say it. My favorite man, my favorite friend, Mike Salzberg. Anyways, shout out to him. Mike. You can check him out. I don't know the insurance company, but like I'm gonna link him onto the Facebook message so he sees it. But he's a good dude. He sells insurance. So if you are needing insurance, reach out to Rory Salzberg. He'll take very good care of you.
He would.
But but no, this is the job, man. It's just funny. Like
he was a good guy.
People ask all the time, like, and people to this day, my family is like, what do you do? What do you do? What's your job? My mom is like, how do you do? What do you do? I'm like, I'm a filmmaker. I don't know what to tell you. What do I do? Like, you're never gonna understand it because you never experienced it. And Presley is this cute bear.
Like
also, shout out to Social Tees Rescue, my fiance's rescue that she runs in New York City. This is Presley Bear. Wait, where's the camera? Look how cute this damn dog is. Where's he at? Look at that. This is like Presley. He's cuter than Marnie the dog.
Presley was the one in the picture in the primal fort that we built at the sand dunes.
Oh yeah, he was in the primal fort.
Yeah, that was him in the picture.
But he's just chilling. He just loves hanging out. Oops. He's really relaxed.
He started coming on the table.
He's a little nervous right now. I don't think he's camera shy.
Yeah, is that your good side?
But it's okay.
Is that your good side, Presley?
So yeah, man. Like, I feel like what was that recent video that went viral, which was who was the guy that does Family Feud? What's his name? Not mine. The guy's Family Feud.
If we only had a device,
we should Google this. Anyways, he had a motivational video to his audience members telling everyone to jump in life. Do what you want and just jump. And it's true, man. Just enjoy life and do what you love to do. I'm sure I've known Roy for a long time. He loves selling insurance. You hate selling insurance. Everyone has their own views. I was in the mortgage business, and after watching The Big Short, even though I was only in it temporarily on a small scale, man, that movie The Big Short, that was epic, and it was done really well. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely see that movie. It's about the mortgage business, but it's hilarious.
I'm seeing James Belushi and what's his name? This guy.
What's his name?
What's his name? Why can't I remember his name, dude?
Richard Dawson? No, where are you pointing?
Right here.
No, go to Family Feud host.
That's right there.
Let's go host. That's what I gotta do. There you go. Steve Harvey did.
Yeah.
There's the video that he talks to his audience members and tells everyone just to jump.
Because
if you
all the hosts, look at it. Presented by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Family
6.
Feud has had a lot of hosts.
Richard Dawson was 1975.
Wasn't he Batman?
I don't know. And then Ray Combs, Louis Anderson,
Louis Anderson? Oh, where's he? Is he?
Richard Karn, John O'Hurley, and now Steve Harvey.
John O'Hurley. He's the guy that's like, he was in Seinfeld, right? He was a Seinfeld guy. Anyways, so.
Yeah, you were saying?
I don't remember.
The guy from Family Feud did something.
Oh, no, he had the motivational video of telling people to jump. Like, in life.
Yeah.
Like, you can just work, I don't want to give too many details, but, a buddy of mine that, lost when I was close to him that was just, that worked at an office, lost their life very suddenly. And it was only, I think, 38, 39 years old. And it's like, and it was just because of just anything that happened. I think it was, I don't know what it was, a seizure or something like that, or whatever happened. Doesn't matter, heart attack. But 39 years old, you're healthy. I saw pictures. I'm like, wow, I would never think that person would have any issues, and it just can happen to anybody. And when you think about it, you're like, wow, any day you're working, you're going into work 9 to 5, and you're working for someone else, and you're limiting your free time. You're taking away your time to work for someone else to make money to pay for things that, whether you want or need, it doesn't really matter. You're still taking that time and putting it towards something else. That's why I'm very adamant about people and telling them, work a few jobs and see if you like it. If you don't like it, work for yourself, because the biggest investment you'll make in life is in yourself.
Well, that's funny. It's kind of like the video I shot today, man. It was so just spontaneous, that shooting that video about, following your dreams, right, and not giving up, despite what people tell you, or what society tells you you're supposed to do or should do. And I mean, I'll get emotional again, bro. But I mean, when I shot that basically because I felt the same, where I was like, I can't believe that happened. You know what I mean? Push hard.
Is that bottom one recording?
No, I turned it off.
Okay.
Yeah, it was slowing the bandwidth and everything down. It'll catch back up now.
So what, are we still recording video?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, brother. Right. You're streaming you're live right now on YouTube.
I got no idea. This is all complicated.
You produce this show.
I know I produced this, but this is way more complicated than I even know. I think we got to give a shout out to the real producer and this cognitive rampage. Where's Steve Stone at, man?
You're not even leaning on the microphone.
Where's Steve Stone at right now? I haven't even met Steve, and he's been just
Steve
great.
is in high demand now.
He's always in high demand because he's talented as fuck. Look what he did to your cognitive cave. He helped build this with you.
Yeah, I mean, dude, his comic book that dropped, dude, people, for real, what you don't know about Steve, other than he's a man of many parts, as described on Tombstone, Steve is a comic book writer / illustrator. His brother out in Las Vegas also is a serious illustrator, and they have a whole comic book series, dude, that I'm telling you is a freaking movie. They have one, it's Immortal Samurai. They have another one with called Conquest, but I think that's the different names of it. But anyway, they put out their first graphic novel, and it's the first 6 series, the first 6 comics that came out in this series. But anyway, he has 20 years of writing already done in this story. It's deep, and the drawings are good too.
He's only did the logo, isn't he? The Rampage logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you I'm getting that tattoo pretty soon.
No,
that tattoo kick.
You always steal them. Show him the tattoo that you stole from me already.
Which is Hold Fast?
Uh-huh.
What's Hold Fast? Oh, can you see? Can you guys see that?
Other side, right there, bro. There you go. Well, yeah, hold fast is something that we hashtag a lot, and it's an old sailor term. So I talked about.
That's the real.
Oh yeah, I like that one too. That's Howie's paw, by the way.
That's my dog's paw. That's my best friend right there.
I like that one. But what was I
it's
talking
actual
about?
paw print.
I was talking about hold fast tattoo.
Hold fast, what it means.
The elephant, the illustration of Steve.
Oh yeah,
the tattoo.
steal that too.
Yeah, it's
First of all, it's our logo. It's not just your logo. But I'm not sure where I'm gonna get it yet. But yeah, he did a great job on that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to end up doing is putting Alex Gray, his painting of his tree, the whole tree of life. That's going to be the back print, except I'm going to change the branches to spell my daughter's name, Morgan.
You're stealing that idea from me.
What? You're crazy.
Yeah, I told you that idea years ago. You just don't remember.
No, you never told me
I
that.
always wanted to do a sleeve with the tree of life. And then my family.
But it wasn't Alex Gray's tree, though.
What does that one look like?
Oh, dude, it's a psychedelic tree, man.
Hey, why is this TV? Why can't you get the, you should be able to put the TV. What is that recording?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I can. See, that's why we need the Steve, bro.
Hey, where is Steve wouldn't have done this already.
No, he's not, because he's in high demand now, dude. This guy is designing for a lot of people that are doing their thing now that have left the show. A lot of people that come to the show, man. I encourage everybody to start a podcast that leaves the show. It's true. And so I push them, and sometimes they really like doing it, want to go that way. And I say, look, there you go. Steve's the man. He based it all. I owe a lot to that guy, man. That's why I always talk about him. Hell, I dropped him on ESPN radio yesterday. I was down in Naples. You know what I did? When I put out on Facebook, I put out 933, and it's 993.
You're a dumbass.
See? Even the mental master. Shit. I'm kidding. No, I was an idiot yesterday, dude. It was because it was 7 a.m., man, on an Easter morning.
Wait, so is that when you had to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. See, yeah, 500. Man.
I love that guy, Brett, though. I do. It's like a clone of me, man. It was weird hanging out with myself for 2 days. I love that dude.
Oh, my God. I'm glad I wasn't there. I would have killed both of you.
Well, there were two of us. You'd have died.
Yeah, no, I would have just left. I would have Irish exited out the country. I'm out of here. This is too much for me. You ever see that movie, A New World?
No.
My roommate, my old roommate, Mike Silvestri's a sound mixer. He sound mixed the movie. Another Earth, it was called, not Another World. Britt Marling, you should Google it right now. But it was done independently.
I was Googling something else.
Oh, sorry, Google that first.
What?
Whatever you were Googling.
I don't remember.
Damn it, Google. Britt Marling, she's a great, talented writer, I think director and producer, all that. He worked on that movie, and I was so jealous. It's a great movie. It's the idea that all of a sudden one day you look up and you see a world that's just like Earth, and there's another Earth out there. So when you look up and see a moon, you can see another Earth. Even during the day, it's as clear as day because it's so close. Whoa. So the idea was that a group of like 5 people were going to get shuttled to go to the other Earth because they thought maybe they would see themselves. You get it? Like there's multiple worlds out there?
Yeah.
So it was done really well, all independently, and I think it was done for really, really cheap too, like at least under $100,000, but I could be wrong. But it's amazing, and she's super talented. Anyways, but he worked on that, and yeah, that was the idea because we were Googling something, and now we have to Google it again. You don't remember anything we were going to Google?
Nope.
Jesus Christ. Another Earth. Google Another Earth.
No, that was way after.
That's way after?
Yeah, way after.
Just, could you Google?
All right. It's just going to take me to google.com. No, I forgot what it is. I was searching, man. I was really trying to remember. Oh, well. I'll take my mother-in-law's line. Anytime she's about to say something, being from West Virginia, she is now. Anytime she's about to say something, forget it. She goes, well, must have been a lie.
Must have been a lie.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, fuck it. I mean, so now that we are going to drive from here to L.A. and back.
Yes, that's happening soon.
Yeah. I only talked about it a little briefly yesterday on the radio with Brett. So, but now it's been modified, it looks like.
Well, yeah, we're just keeping it simple. We're going to be sticking to the script, which is the cognitive rampage, and we're gonna go primal. One of the companies that we started a long time ago was the what was the name of the company? It was Primal
Nature.
Primal Nature. It was basically taking people on excursions and living life, because that's one of the major therapies out there. Did I send you that video of like the nature video?
I don't think Presley wants to be on camera.
Presley's, I think, done. He's getting hungry.
You want some grub?
Presley wants some grub.
He's like, man.
I think he's got to release some grub.
Where's Roxy?
But yeah, we're going to be going on a road trip soon from here to L.A. Maybe New York to L.A. We haven't decided the logistics, but we're going to keep it natural.
Hit the triangle, bro. We should go here, L.A., New York, and then
we'll figure out the details. But the purpose is we're going to take the SUV. It's just going to be a few people with a camera crew. And, we're going to film it along the way. We're going to have some
what are we filming? We're filming a documentary.
We're filming a few documentaries. We're filming the rest of Chemical Incarceration, and we're starting Cultivated, which is the second documentary that's coming out.
All right,
which
you said it.
Along the way. So, yeah, it's going to be good times, man. We're going to be camping along the way. We're going to go primal.
Yeah, so if anybody from here to L.A. In our route, is it route or route? What do you do?
Route.
Yeah,
is it road or Roaads?
Roads.
Roads.
That's a funny word.
It's so fucked up.
No, but so if you're en route from here to LA,
route. Presley's en route to you right now.
Yeah. What's up, Presley? Gonna come hang out over here? All right. Well, yeah. So if you're en route, from here to LA at a university, or if you have a podcast, if you have a show, if you have an event, if, I don't know, if you have a wellness center, if you have anything that you want us to stop by and speak at, I will be there talking about my book, giving some away, etc. But we are also filming for the movie Chemical Incarceration, Addicted to the Process. So if you want to read more about, the depth of the movie, go to cognitiveRampage.com.
Website will be up soon.
Yeah. Well, there's stuff on the movie now on cognitiveRampage.com.
Right. The chemicalincarceration.com website will be up in the next couple of weeks. So you get more information if you want to participate, donate, anything you would like to do and be involved, be an interview participant, let us know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if there's a story, a guy that I got to introduce you to. I'm not going to mention him on the air now, but I sent you the link to his thing yesterday and some of his story to include. But
I haven't looked him up yet.
He was up in Boston on the newspapers, local news and stuff for a while. But if you're got a story, now mind you, there's a lot of stories through addiction, and we're trying to tell the story of the process, of how the process itself is designed, in the treatment aspect of it. A lot of us talk about the addiction aspect, the pill aspect of it, the synthetic implications of the treatment of it, but what we're going to talk about is the treatment end of it, how that treatment process got into place, what is offered, why it's offered, the research behind what is offered in treating drugs or addiction, if you will. Because if you ask me, treating a drug addiction is treating a symptom. And so we may see why relapse is a part of it. I mean, we asked a lot of questions. And for me, it was difficult facing some beliefs that I have, and walking into this and really being open and objective and going, okay, outside of the emotion of it all, what's really going on? And the people's stories that we're listening to, the new ones we're going to find from here to LA and back are, they're just confirming those ideas. It's a scary thing, really, man. And that's why I couldn't be quiet anymore. You know what I mean? That's why I couldn't do it. Bro. So that's the movie Chemical Incarceration we're filming. That's the book promo tour from here and across, dude. You got to roll out, homie?
Yeah, I got to head up. I got to do some errands now before I head back. My flight's tomorrow, so I only got a limited time in Orlando, and then I'm heading out of Tampa tomorrow, so.
Presley's awesome. All right, man.
Presley. Shout out to the dogs out there, Social Tees. Visit Social Tees NYC Instagram. Shout out to my tattoo artist, Josh Perry, who just gave me a new addition. His Instagram is at Lunchbox 8 Tattoos or something like that. If you Google Joshua Perry, you'll see it. He went to University High School as well. So, man, I'll be back on here back in a couple weeks, finishing up my feature film. So,
we're taking this road trip before May, man.
Well, no. Well, again, we were talking about the timing. The feature film comes, and then we're going off with the 16th or 17th. We're leaving of April. What's the date around there?
Actually, yeah.
Mid-April, we'll be going on the road trip. So, if anyone, friends,
it'll be
family.
After April 15th.
Trust me, if you don't hit us up, we'll be hitting you up. Just in case we need a place to stay or a bathroom. Because I'm not as primal as old Indian Adam Larry over here.
That's why you get a hotel, bro.
Good old chief.
We'll get a hotel, bro.
Yeah, but no.
We'll keep it primal, though. We'll be camping across the way. So going across the country, man, talking about helping people change their lives and, getting a good film together of a story that I think needs to be told. And, I'm dropping a lot of uhs today. I got a case of the uhs.
You got a case of the uhs?
So I appreciate you if you tuned in live. We're going to wrap it up here. Remember, you can go to cognitiveRampage.com or AdamLowery.com to buy the limited. I always screw that word up.
Limited.
To buy the limited edition book.
Limited edition.
The limited edition book. It comes in all white. It has a 200.
Oh, you wrote a book?
Yeah. It comes with a $250 gift for thank you, really, not a gift. It's a thank you from me, a personal note, plus a chance to be a guest on the podcast. So that's the limited edition book. We're going to sell that book until it runs out. Good God, man. It's like a child in the cave. But we're going to sell that book until the book runs out. But April 15th, the book hits online. It goes on Amazon everywhere. Read about the book. Look it up. If you got questions, email me too. I'll respond probably within 24 to 72 hours. to let you know what the book, if will answer your question or whatnot. But hope you're taking care of you. Hope you live in your hope you live in your cognitive rampage.
www.literaturelarceny.com. There's new stills that are going to be put up, and also the trailer, so it's coming soon.
You like how we waited till the outro to jump right in there, but I love it. You're good, man. You're good. But yeah, check the book out.
Boom!
Oh my God, that's loud. I'm sorry for everyone.
I apologize.
Yeah, he does. He loses it sometimes, but
I lost it.
if you're listening, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to put this podcast up sometime today, probably. But this week, I have Dr. Bobby Hoffman's probably going to come on. He was scheduled for tomorrow, but has some things he has to do. So we may be speaking to him on actually after Wednesday, because Wednesday, Big Mike the Messenger is coming back on. And I love talking to Big Mike the Messenger. Shout out to you. He is actually the #1 downloaded podcast of the Cognitive Rampage of all time.
Oh, man, we got to fix that. Look, first of all, shout out to Pretzel Bear, Presley, Fun Facts for Dogs.
We got to fix what?
What? We got to make this a #1 podcast. Look at Presley. Look at him.
Oh, dude.
He deserves to be #1.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't think Mike would have an objection to losing to a dog.
I don't think so either.
No.
I don't think anyone should. Oh, by the way,
no one's
for those
losing.
of you who are going to rampage real
and no
quick,
one's losing. The reason I point that out about Mike, I don't care about the rankings of a podcast, but I point it out because Mike is a education consultant, and he is in the schools, the tough schools, every day, talking to the kids, helping the teachers, and he does that free of charge. And this guy doesn't have a website out. He doesn't have a GoFundMe. He's not collecting money from anywhere.
He's just doing it himself, right?
Yeah. And so when I talk about him being the #1 downloaded podcast,
awesome.
It's kind of like, wow, how does a guy that doesn't promote himself, right, doesn't sell himself, collect money for anything?
Because he's Mike the Messenger and he's putting out a good message.
That's the truth, man. But he'll be joining us this week. We're going to be talking about learning styles, whether they exist or not. He's coming pretty loaded. But anyway, Dr. Bobby Hoffman will be joining us after that, probably during the week. Probably Dr. Parker Mott's coming on. Next week, I have a female fighter, Hannah Goldie, coming on, who is...
Oh, she kicks your ass.
Oh, she could. She laid out a couple people last week, but she's up and coming. So, yeah, podcast exciting as always. Thank you for purchasing the book, for all of those that have been doing so. I love you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're selling books. Buy the book, everybody. Also, the reason why I still sound like I have a dick in my throat is because my surgery is the 31st, so tune into another podcast.
Hey, look, if you're going to sell the book, don't say that after you say buy my book.
Okay. I have a surgery on the 31st, which is going to fix my throat. So after they remove this cyst or bubble-like thing, which makes me sound like I have a dick in my throat, then you should go buy the book and read it.
No, buy the book first.
Buy the book first?
Yeah.
Okay, then just do that. Just buy the book.
Yeah, let me do the marketing for the book, would you? All right, apparently he hasn't read the book. No, I'm kidding. But
I didn't even know you wrote a book.
This is my third outro now, man.
Peace out.
All right.
Hey, Rendezvous returns.
Rendezvous is back. Well, we will be rendezvousing, like I said, from Orlando to L.A. So if you're in the path from here to Orlando, look us up. Give us an email. We'll stop by. Tell your story to us. Maybe we'll put it in the film. Maybe we'll include it. You want me to stop and speak at your university, your school, your wellness center, stop on your podcast, I will stop by, and I will talk about whatever you want to talk about. So start booking us now. We're going to leave sometime after April 15th.